Hey guys, it's Brittany Henry here, a diamond coach with Beachbody, and I wanted to show you how I use a website called Pic Monkey to enhance my business and gain more attention through social media. The main thing I use this website for is to create my advertisements for things like giveaways, challenge groups, recruiting new coaches, things like that. I use the app on my phone to introduce new coaches to my team, or if I want to give like a rank advancement announcement, I use the app on my phone. On the phone, the only thing you can do is add enhancements like pictures, like little clip art pictures or words to an already existing picture that you have on your phone. So that's what I use that for. Rank advancement announcements, new coach announcements, or, if I just want to be silly and post a funny picture, I use the app on my phone for that. Mainly because that's where I store all my pictures, but it's a simpler process, so I just use that for that. If I'm creating something bigger and it has a lot of words on it, or it's something more intense, then I use the website here. So there's a couple of different things that you can use this website for. First of all, you can edit pictures that you already have. So again, if you wanted to do a rank advancement photo and you didn't want to do it on your phone, you could do it here. You could find the picture you want on your computer from Facebook, OneDrive, or Dropbox. So if you have any of those avenues where pictures are stored, you can use that. Touch-ups, those are good. That's a good avenue if you're doing like, if you have like a face picture and you want to fix the blemishes, or if you're looking to change coloring on a photo, that's a great place to do that. The main tab that I use on this website is design, and I'm going to come back to that. But the last tab is collages. This is very popular on social media to make these collages. I, again, use my app on my phone for that because, again, all my pictures are on my phone. So it's just easier for me to use it there. But you can use it on the computer as well. But today I want to use the design tab and show you all the different things that you can do with Pic Monkey, because it can get pretty overwhelming. So you just come down here and you pick whatever size you want. If you're going on Facebook, it does not matter what size you use unless you're trying to make a cute cover photo for either your profile, a group, a team page, whatever it may be. Then you would want to select the Facebook cover, obviously. I usually select 8x10 just because it's the biggest and I can get the most on it. But if it's something simple that you're doing, you can pick a different size, or you can make your own. So click it and it'll bring you to the design studio. Now let's say you're like, oh, but I wanted something horizontal. That's okay. You would just click over here to rotate, and then you can rotate it to be horizontal. Doesn't matter. Make sure you always press the apply button once you've done some kind of edit so that it sticks there. If you don't need to try to click something else, it won't stay. So like example, if I switched it to horizontal and then I clicked canvas cover, it's going to ask me to either apply that rotate that I did or discard it. So let's just go with it. We'll go horizontal today. Okay, so think of this as like a piece of artwork. It's a blank canvas right now. There is nothing on it. You can leave it a blank canvas and add things to it, or you can go ahead and start with a background color. Take this little dot here and slide it across the color scale. You can get any color that you want. It doesn't matter. Or you can take your little mouse, your cursor, and you can type in a color. Now, here's the tricky thing. You can't just type in blue because it's not going to know what to do. Actually, you can't. You can only type 2 letters. That's funny. So you can't type in the actual color. You've got to know the actual number code that goes with the color you want. I really like the color FFA 665. How do I know that color? Well, because I was playing around on the color scale one day and I found this color and I wrote this number down. Oh, that's not even the right color. There we go. So I wrote that number down. Once I got this color, I was like, oh, I love that. So I wrote it down. Sometimes people will tell you a color number, like if you're making something for your team, and your team's like, hey, our colors are FFA 665 and 65, 65, 65. I don't know, whatever they may tell you, you might have specific numbers that you're asked to use. If not, you know, scroll around on the color scale and you can find the color you want. Always press apply. And now you have a coral canvas. And these are all the different things that you can do to just the background of this canvas. We already did the canvas color and the rotate. We don't really need to crop anything because it's not a photo. If it was a photo, you could crop here. Exposure, if you wanted to change the color brightness, you know, I just use the same, whatever color it gives me when I do the canvas color. I usually just use that. Again, you can fix the coloring here if you need to. You can sharpen it, or again, if it's a photo, you can resize it. Okay. Then move down to this little tab, Effects. Now, this is where you can kind of layer on to this canvas. So, like cross-processing. You can add different hues of colors to your canvas. You can really get into depth here. Or, you know what? Just keep your canvas color the same it was when you picked it up. You can turn it black and white. If it's like a picture, you can turn it back black and white. You can darken the edges to get that. You can also do that in a different color, which, let's see. Let's do that, but in gray. That doesn't look so great, but you could do that. You could do it in white. You could do it in yellow. So again, you can really get in depth with this, or you can just leave it the way it is. Totally up to you. There's all kinds of different things that you can add at this stage. There's a drawing feature on here if you wanted to draw something. I feel like I'm a 2-year-old when I'm drawing with my mouse, so I don't ever use that, but you can. And these are all different enhancements you can use. This thing that looks like a lipstick brush, or tube rather, is all your different blemish touch-ups, all that stuff. Again, if it's a photo, that's kind of where you're going to go with that. You can drop down and fix, change all the different things that you see, or you can expand them all. So that's under the lipstick. Here's where I spend a lot of my time, is the text, and that's the T tab. And these are all the different fonts that you can use. And sometimes they'll have really cool holiday ones, like during Halloween they'll have spooky ones, etc., etc. Here's some new ones that I haven't seen yet. These are kind of cool. We'll go bada boom. Click on the name of the font that you want first, and then click Add Text. It's going to pop up a little text box here, and you're going to just type whatever you want. I'm going to use my team's name, Team Fearless, and we'll pretend like we're making a report card. And then you can expand the box. Let's say I wanted it all on one line. All I have to do is expand the box, and then I can move it all around if I want to. Let's say I'm like, oh, I wanted to take up the whole top of the page. That's fine. You can change the size of the font here. You can do it on a sliding scale, again, or you can type in the number if you want to. Let's try 200. My box is not big enough, so I will click on it and expand it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and expand it all the way. And this thing, this edit box, will just kind of pop up and move when you need it to. So you don't have to worry about moving it all around. Okay, so that's clearly not big enough. Now I can use the sliding scale to see. Oh, that's too big. We'll We'll go right here, and then I will center it. Beautiful. And again, I can move it all around. I'll stick it up at the top because that's how I roll. Okay, so you can add as much font as you want. You can change the font. Let's say you're like, oh, I don't really like that font now anymore. All you have to do is go over here and click a new font, and it'll change the font for you. One thing I do want to tell you is that anything on Pic Monkey that has this little crown next to it is only for their royal customers, which is like a paid thing. This is free. Unless you want to be a royal member, then you pay for it, and you get all kinds of extra things. So if that's worth it to you, then feel free to do that. I'm going to go back to Bada Boom because it's the right size. And you can add as many text boxes as you want. Something else you can do with this editing tool here is you can fade out the words. Like maybe I don't want that to be as bright. I could fade it out a little bit. I can also change the color of it if I wanted to, and again, you can change the color here. This is the other color I like, the gray. You don't have to fade it out. Some fonts you can make bold, and some you can make italicized. It just depends. And then you can use these other tools on here too. But that is text, adding text. Then if you go to the little butterfly, this is how you can add pictures. Now, they have a whole bunch of different clip art knickknacks that you can add. Like if we clicked on butterflies, it has all those different butterflies on it. Now again, these are the royal ones. You can't use these, but I could use these. I'll add little butterflies. Again, you can fade out the butterflies if you want to. You can change the colors of the butterflies if you want to. You can change the size of how big they are. If I wanted them to be really big, I can move them up here. And maybe I'll fade them out so you don't see them as prominently. Go 70% out. Okay. Now, you can also send this to the back. Like if I don't want the butterflies on top of the word card, I can send it to the back, and then card pops out on front, and the butterflies kind of fly behind it. I like that better. You can also copy what you've already done. So I've got this box of butterflies already highlighted, so I can hit Control-C, and then I can click off of it and hit Control-V, and it'll paste them. My computer seems to be going a little slow here. It's storming here, so bear with me. Anyway, so it will paste it once it stops being silly. And then you can go to this little square here. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show you. All the way up at the top, it says Your Own. So you can import your pictures here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a really quick photo to add. But if you click here, it's going to bring up your computer's storage system. And if you have anything saved on your computer that you want to put on your Pic Monkey, you absolutely may. Like, let's see. I'll put my dream home on there. And, of course, you can resize it however you would like. This does not fit with the theme of what I was making, but that's okay. I can show you how to import it. Anyways, and you can fade it, etc., just like you do everything else. Another cool thing about pictures, though, is you can go to this Erase tab, and you can erase part of the picture that you don't want. So I'm going to make the eraser size really big. Let's say I didn't want the driveway in this picture. All I do is click and erase it. You know, let's say I just wanted the house. This is gonna... like I said, I feel like a 2-year-old when I do this, so if it's something you're not so good at, don't worry about it. Anyways, not that you would really do that, but if you wanted to, you could do that. If there's ever a time that you do something and you're like, oh, that looks terrible, what do? You can hit Control-Z, as many times as you want, and it'll bring it back to its original state. So those are pictures, and that's underneath the butterfly tab. If you click one of these, it's a picture like the butterflies. If you click your own, you can import your own picture. Then if you go down to the next little tab, you can click it, and it's framing your Pic Monkey. I don't get too creative with this because they scare me. Plus, all the ones that I really like are the crowns, which I know I can't click. So I do really like the Polaroid frame just because it kind of gives you a spot to make a caption if you wanted to. See how it kind of pulls it out and makes it, I don't know, kind of gives it a unique feature, if you will. If you're like, oh, I don't like that at all, here's another feature, Polaroid frame. So if you like that, you can use that. You can change the background color, which would be this color back here. That is not the right color. So we'll just click gray. So you can choose that if you want. If you're like, oh, this looks terrible, just hit cancel. It'll take it back to its original state. I use simple edges a lot just because I like playing with them. And you can do multiple. So right now I have black and white. You can change those lines to whatever you want. You could do black and gray if you wanted to. Clearly I like gray today. You can also change the thickness of the borders. Like if you wanted your gray border to be a little bit thicker than your black border, you can do that. And then if you hit apply, sorry, my computer's going really slow. You can go back and add another layer of borders. See how it comes up again? So this time I'm going to leave it white, and I'm going to make the white a little thicker. So you can do that. And then if you're done with that, you can click apply. You can add as many borders to it as you would like. You could also go back and add another Polaroid frame to it if you wanted to do that. So completely optional, completely customizable, pretty darn exciting. So I'm going to leave it like that. The next one's overlays and textures. This can get pretty crazy too. But these are kind of just things that take it from like a stark look to something a little bit more elite, if you will. You can obviously change the saturation of it. If you don't want it to be that intense, you can take it down. I'm sorry, take it up if you go that way. Take it down if you go this way. You can fade it out if you want. The only thing you can't do with this is, which I wish you could, was change the colors. Like, that doesn't really go with what the color scheme I had. So just be careful with what you're using to overlay. But there's all kinds of different options here. And then the last one is the Apple, which are different themes. They change these out. Sometimes they stay, but like there's a Santaland. There, like if you're doing themed challenge group Pic Monkeys, these are really helpful. You can go here and find different like fonts and pictures to add, clip arts to add that go along with that theme, just to make it cuter. And that is it. So once you have, oh my goodness, my Pic Monkey looks so cute. Once you have what you want, all you have to do is click up here, save. I always save my work. My super sleepy computer. And over on the left here will pop up options on how to save it. I always save to my computer because then I can retrieve it if I want to. Wow, it's going so slow. Sorry. Anyways, in just a second, it's going to come up over here to save to my computer, which is going to be down here, and I'm going to click save to my computer. Then I'm going to save it just like I would a picture of any other sort. Put it where you want it to stay. and it'll be saved. It saves it, I believe, in a JPEG, some kind of universal saving option. And then you can use it. There it is. Then you can use it however you want. I've never used this option up here. I've always just clicked save to my computer. Not sure what the difference is, but that's what I do. And yeah, so that is how I use Pic Monkey. Please go on and play with it. It doesn't have to be as stressful. I've actually learned to really love it. But it does. It takes practice. My first one was probably so bare and boring. But now I know, what looks good. I also follow top coaches and look at theirs to kind of give myself some inspiration. Sometimes the wordage on people's is really good. Or like the way that they lay things out. And I just kind of use those to bounce off of. Having a theme before you're going into your Pic Monkey is a lot easier. Like if you know what color scheme you want to use, or if it's like for a challenge group, say you're doing slim down for summer, that kind of helps your brain because there's so many options on this website that if you have kind of a plan, it makes it a little simpler. So anyways, thanks for listening. I hope I helped you learn something new. And follow me on YouTube and watch out for some more helpful tips. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.